Hello, everybody. Today, I'd like you to welcome Sue Collins, who is from Leicestershire. She is the owner of Muddy Ruggies. She is also an animal communicator, a Reiki animal healer of people, as well as the animals, a psychic medium, and a stunning card reader. Now, Sue's true passion is one which we share. It's of horses. Now, her journey began very truly last year after the devastating loss of her beloved horse, Romeo, which Sue did help nurse alongside the vets. Sue and I met through the Julian Jenkins Light and Harmony community group, and we've hit it off and we've become good mates since then. So I'd like to welcome Sue to Coffee and a Chat with my spiritual friends. So hello, Sue, how are you this morning?
Hello, Bev. I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. We've just returned from up the mountain, so I'm very happy. Now then, Sue, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself more than what I have done, and how your journey has really gone from start to where you are now?
Okie as you mentioned, my horse Romeo died last May. I wasn't practicing anything spiritual at all. As he passed away, I said to him that this isn't goodbye, and I don't really know what I meant when I said that. And then that became apparent about 2 or 3 weeks later, when I just suddenly started to have urges to look into trying to communicate with him and trying to feel. I felt his presence was in the field with my other horses, and I literally felt like he was stood right next to me, and it was so strong, and I've never had that feeling before. And I thought, he's still here, he's with me. And that then led me to I need to be able to communicate with him. I need to be able to have contact with him. If, he's truly there, and I need him to be with me, because I can't do this on my own. I need him with me. And yeah, from there on in, it was just bam, 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 one thing after another, and all these little avenues opened up, and I was like a kid in a sweet shop, to be honest, and didn't really know which way to go first, or just wanted to do all of them at once. And I actually started to read a book by Helen Leathers, which was about psychic development, and that book then made it for me. I started to meditate. I've never done that before, and I then managed to connect with Romeo through meditation, and then Udemy popped up on my on an email, random. I'd never even heard of it before, and I just went through that, psychic mediumship courses, and that's where I found Julian. And I thought, I think I've got 17 courses of his at the minute. And yeah, I just started learning so much, and reading books, doing workshops, and then I went on and did my Reiki 1, then I did my Reiki 2. I'm now going through Masters at the moment, and everything's just been developing slowly but surely. Yeah, so it's just been I've taken over half the house with all my things, and my crystals and everything, and yeah, so it's just, yeah, it's really has changed my life. And I have a very good friend and mentor, who has told me that my horse is with me all the time. He is one of my guides. He is my middleman / horse for the animal communication. He helps me alongside the readings with that. And she said, and he sleeps in your bed every night. I said, I thought that was my husband. And no, she said, he is with you literally all the time.
I'm not going to tell John who crawls into our bed at night. I mean, it's not him, except for he's over that side and I'm over that side. There's all this space in between. I think we're pretty cramped tonight.
Yeah, basically. He was a big horse, so yeah, I'm surprised the bed's still upright.
Oh,
So yeah, it's been life changing.
yeah, I think once we start down the path of Reiki, it opens up so much more.
Yeah.
Strange things waft in and waft out, and you think, did I really see that? And it does get the mind thinking, is what I'm seeing really happening? Is what I'm hearing really, what I'm hearing? And the first couple of times it can be quite unnerving. You need somebody that you can turn to and run to and say, now look, is this meant to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I had a lady who bought one of my puppies 15 years ago, and I've been doing a rug cleaning for her since. And she's very spiritual as well. And I did turn to her, and she helped me so much. I think without her, I don't think I'd have coped half as well as what I have. And she, she helped Romeo go to the light for me because he needed to heal. He was really damaged, totally broken, and he needed to heal. And she gave me so much support that and really helped me understand what was happening to me at the time. And yeah, so that friendship then grew from there. And when people say everything happens for a reason, it truly does.
It does. It's I think the strangest thing that happened to me was it was when my mum was really, really sick in the hospital here in Palmy. And we were home, and Charlie, she'd got a 6-month-old baby, and Georgia was still at school, and it was gut-wrenching. Mum and Dad hadn't been out here long. They'd come to join myself and my 2 sisters, and I remember sitting just staring at the mat, and then all of a sudden I'd got a hare that popped up, then a hedgehog, then a mouse, then a rat, then a pheasant. And I'm thinking, now I'm hallucinating. And this hare just turned and looked at me and said, no, we're here to help you. And I thought, now I am poorly. I'm going crazy. But I watched them play on the rug, and I'm thinking, okay, Bev's seriously losing the plot now. And just as he said, right, well, you're feeling a little bit better inside? Yeah. I went, yeah. And he said, right, with that, we're going to leave you, but we'll be back. We're there with you. And one by one, they kind of like popped and disappeared away. And then all of a sudden, this hare turned and winked at me. And I thought, ooh, can't really tell anybody about that. And then all of a sudden, there was a very strong smell of whiskey and a cigar. And I thought, now, hang on, now I am having a bit of a funny turn. And it wasn't my Uncle Chris came through. And he said, come on, dry your eyes, stop being stupid, I'm here. Uncle Tom will be here soon, you're going to be fine. And I thought, oh, okay. At which point we were unaware that someone had managed to get hold of my mum's big brother, who was on holiday in South Africa. He flew home to England with his wife, exchanged one suitcase for another suitcase, got on straight onto another flight, and then flew out here to New Zealand to be with his baby sister. And unbeknown, I didn't realise that Uncle Chris was here, which is my mum's other big brother, who passed over a few years previous. But it meant the world to me. Looking back, you don't put the connections together. And like I've said before, I was on the point of throwing everything away, packing up, never doing this again. And like you said, bing, who to me? Julian Jenkins. psychic medium course. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to do it. And I haven't looked back.
Mm.
He's always there when you need him. You can message him, email him. We've on the Light and Harmony site. We've got so much at our fingertips.
Mm.
So if you've always got somebody you can talk to. And then the development groups that have come off of that.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing to be part of.
It is, really.
And we make so many friends that do so many different things, that live all over the world.
Mm. Yeah.
It's quite exciting, really.
It is really exciting. And, you know, I mean, going through all of this in with the pandemic, I think it's been, I actually believe, I don't think anymore, I believe that it was a calling for people to awaken,
I
because
agree with you
people
there.
were forced to stop. The
Yeah,
world stopped, and
it
some
did.
part of me wished it had never started again. It was just as it should be. Everywhere was as it should be.
There was
Um,
peace, there was
people,
quiet.
yeah,
People had time to think, to reconnect.
that's it, absolutely. And people were just made to stop, you know, and although I didn't stop, I was fortunate. I could carry on working. My business is at home. And as long as the transitions of the rugs were social distanced, or I've got a lot of places where I will just go and pick them up and not see anybody anyway. So it, you know, I didn't need to worry that much. So I was fortunate enough to work. The volume wasn't there because people were furloughed, etc.
Yeah.
But I still had an income of such. So I was, you know, truly grateful for that. But I do believe that, again, as tragic as it has been, and as hard as it has been, and the loss of life across the world, I do actually think it's a calling to almost to give you a slap in the face. Right now, stand up, and this is what you're here for.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, we were very fortunate in New Zealand. We weren't actually in lockdown for very, very long. The Prime Minister was absolutely brilliant. She shut the whole country down. Nobody in, nobody out, no moving here, no going there. One person to do your shopping.
Yeah.
You could only go to work if you worked in a certain, like if you worked in a food shop, if you worked at the hospital, if you were an ambulance driver, you had to be a total person of means to actually leave your property. But it stopped it in the tracks. We have been so lucky here. And I think had she been willy-nilly, it would have spread like thunder. I mean, we've got two islands, we've got the north and the south. But everything, that was it, everything, nothing. No planes, no boats.
No, we're a small island. We're smaller than you, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Boris did an amazing job. I know he didn't sign up for that. He hadn't been in long.
The poor bugger got it though, didn't he?
He did, yes.
But quite sorry for him, because I do like Boris. I mean, everyone's going to hate him.
I do, yeah. I do have a lot of admiration for him. And I think he dealt with it really well. I think, as always, we're always a little bit slower than we should have been. I do believe that, you know, they do sort of, you know, drag their heels a bit before making the decision that needed to be made a month ago or a week ago or yesterday. But I do take my hat off to him. I think, you know,
it's like you said, so many people awakened, and the development groups. I mean, we've got to be grateful to Zoom, because they help so many people, not just on a face-to-face communicate, but it's like that we could do this. I mean, we were so grateful. Julian opened up the Spirit Talk room for us, and we'd have our development classes, and then the room would be left open. So we'd also sort of like stay behind, friendships grew, and then from their development groups, came off it. The very first one I did was actually with Elena and Mandy in America. They did a chakra healing course, and I did that. And I'm a huge, I like with chakras and stuff. So that gave me another aspect to work on, because they added more to it than I already knew. And then Elena opened up another development group, and so I'd got Julian's, Elena's, then Carly did hers. Now I made friends with Carly all through Udemy and then through Julian. And she's now, I mean, I'm hoping to get Carly on soon, but the pace that she's now running at is absolutely superb.
Yeah.
I mean, she has her own tribe, but it's all the different things that she offers and brings to us that we can take part in, learn from that and grow more, and then hopefully teach.
Yeah.
So majority of my friends actually you either live in America or you live in England. My friends here in New Zealand, they're locked down with different things at the moment, so I actually can't get them on because they're all got their own things happening, and I'm looking forward to having them on. What would you say so far has been your favourite thing?
My favourite thing, I think the thing that I have learned the most from it's got to be Julian's Circle, because I started it, oh gosh, probably mid to end May, so I haven't been there long, and I was crapping myself.
Why?
Because it would be total strangers, and also with the lockdowns and everything, I've not been able to go out and meet people and in a group. I still to this day haven't sat in a physical circle and felt that energy of the whole room with everybody in it. And I will be in another month, 2 months, when my mentor is going to do a ladies' circle. Not that we're sexist.
We do have a few good
I've done a couple. I've been and done a couple of courses with her and one other person. So there's been 3 of us, but that's it. And to be fair, even with 3 of us, I've come home really knackered.
Yeah, it
I
does.
felt really tired.
The one thing that a lot of them, they don't preach, but they do teach it, is you do have to be aware of your own energy, that you're not giving your energy away, because that can actually sap you, and you cannot spirit.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm doing this and this today. Can I have my own energy?
Yeah.
And you know, can we use yours, because it's a spirity thing, because you don't want to come out of it quite exhausted, you can't remember what you've been doing.
That's it. Yeah.
So
I've done that a couple of times, and the second time was the first course I did was crystal healing, and that was fantastic. And then I went and did the next course was Reiki for small animals and horses, which I then did the practicing on my mentor's horses. That day, it was just the 2 of us. That day, really, I got home and Neil said to me, "You don't look like you've slept in a month."
It's the energy you're using.
Really tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the course I did a fortnight ago with which was different healing techniques, quantum healing and chi and all those different and the tuning forks and the drums, and that was a really good day, and I didn't actually feel as bad after that day, because obviously you get treatments during the course as well. So that was quite a sort of rejuvenating feeling. But no, now I know, but that is 3 people is the most I've been with in one place, who are all on the same
Yeah.
wavelength, if you like. So when I first went on and decided that I'd go on to, I did actually chicken out on the first week. I was,
Ninny.
yeah, I was like, no, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I can't do it.
You're
Don't know
bloody
enough.
good at what you do. You really are good. To stop it.
You know, I've not been doing. I've only been doing it for a year or no. Gosh, no, I'm not good enough to go onto circles that with professional people. You know, and
But
it
we're
was very
not.
daunting feeling. No, I know that now, but I didn't know that then.
We're all people that are on more or less the same journey, but within different aspects of the same journey. You've got some that have come in that have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And they come in and they take part and they teach you something new. So then
Yeah.
they're growing and learning and passing stuff on. We're learning and growing because we're learning from them. And the one thing I do love about Julian's group, Elena's group, and Christina in Canada, her group, nobody puts anybody down.
No.
There's always encouragement. And if they feel that, try it this way. Oh, well, that works better, because we all don't have the same way of doing stuff. We all have our various other ways of doing things. And what works for one maybe not work for another person, but another person might say, oh, I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, that worked for me.
Yeah.
And there is a beautiful camaraderie around everybody when somebody does achieve something. We'll go, yay, and you know, sing their praises, because we are all on a journey.
We are. We really are. The other thing with that is that Julian Circle is the only circle I've been on where they've said, right, we're going to put you into breakout rooms, you're going to do a reading, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, oh God. Yeah, okay, I've got some cards. Yeah, but intuitively, I'm learning to read the cards intuitively. Before it was always, oh well, what does that mean? Where's the book?
I didn't do cards until about 3-4 years ago, and I bought them and I've looked at them and I've thought, yeah, this is that, this is the other. What does the book say? Because everybody I've seen here do it has always had the bloody book with them. Whereas I listened to, I actually did an Udemy course with Ross Place, and she said, look at the card, see what the card is, and go from there. I thought, oh, yeah. And then Christine said the same thing. Elena said the same thing. Charity said the same thing. So I thought, right, okay, get a pack of cards now, hold them, call in my guides, shuffle them, turn them over and look at them one by one. But I won't read the book.
No. Because
the book is the author's take on the cards. Whereas if you're reading for somebody, you are not, it's different.
Not the author's energy you need, is it?
No.
You need your own with
to correspond with who's ever there that's needing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get really naughty. If I'm having a bit of a down day or a down few days, I'll actually go to my card and think, all right, who's going to tell me what? All right, I'll do angels and then I'll do dreams. And then I'll frighten myself and go, oh, okay, I get that now. All right, we'll put them away till tomorrow. If we get somebody come in and wants them pulled, it gets so, it flows. So you've got to learn to trust yourself.
Yeah.
Trust what Spirit's giving you.
Yeah.
But the thing I like about, like with Julian and the group, is we all work together. And there's always somebody else that will, hold your hand and help you. There's no one-upmanship. No. Even the great man himself doesn't play one-upmanship.
No, it doesn't.
And it's a nice place to be.
Yeah, I think so.
I really love it. And yeah, I will praise people where praise is due. And I've managed to, I haven't had to bend too many arms. There's going to be quite a few people that I'm getting dead excited that are coming on as well. They bring another part of something with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you and I fell in love with our passion through animal communication and horses.
Yeah.
And I feel because you work 101 with your horses and your rug business, and you've got your delivery yard as well with your daughter, everything merges so nicely.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I've only ever, since I was 7, I've only been without a horse for a year, when I relocated from Kent up to Leicestershire, or Rutland originally. And my horse was very, very old. He was my childhood pony still. I was mid-20s by then, and he had Cushing's disease,
Yeah.
and had gone downhill quite rapidly. And I said, I'm moving up to the Midlands, and I'm not sure if he'll be okay with the journey. And the vet said, don't think it's a good idea. So I left him there. Well, he's not. He's actually in a box in my dining room with Romeo. But so I made the decision down there, rather than it being a big traumatic experience for him having to travel. And I moved up here. So I had a new partner. I had my 3 children with me, and it was all, I'd moved away from everything I knew, with no horse. And I was like, I don't know what to do with myself now. So I did actually do some MVQs with for horse care and etc. etc. So I was actually going to a yard and spending time with horses still.
Yeah.
During that year, and then I bought another one. So yeah, and I've not been without again since, and I've always had more than one.
we had a sneaky few my husband didn't know anything about.
No, I'm a glutton for it, unfortunately. Even ones that I'll never ride. I mean, I bought a little tiny Welsh pony on his first birthday. Had just been brought over from they'd just been travelled over in a lorry, probably about 12 or 15 of them from Wales. And I knew the chap that had them, and I said, oh, how much do you want for that one? Because he looks just like my husband's horse. 40 quid. That'll do, sold.
Jeez.
I mean, he's only up to my hip sort of height, but he's a fantastic, cracking little lad.
The horses.
He's a friend. He's just my friend, and
Yeah.
he's my baby, my son, if you like. And I see them as my children. And I know I'll never ride him, and he'll never do anything but be a field ornament. But I don't care.
No, there's a love that develops.
Yeah,
there's a love.
He's loved, and I know what happened to a few of the other ponies that came, and that wasn't so great.
No.
I know a few of them went off to the market, and a few of them went off to people that didn't really know what they were doing, and they got sick. And I think out of all of them, you got the best place, I think, because he's 11 now, and he's just he's an amazing character. I just wish he was bigger.
You'll have to do some communicating with him and let me know how it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is, how can I put this nicely? When you and I were chatting a while ago, and we were both talking about the insane accidents we've had through having our horses.
Yeah.
Do you think if we'd both been doing this earlier, we might have found out why the bloody things threw us off?
Yeah, possibly.
You know,
But again, everything happens for a reason. See, I bought Romeo in 2012 in the January. In September 2012, he was only just turning 5, so he was a baby, and he needed training and bringing into work properly and everything, which was my blank canvas. You know, he was your dream horse. He was going to make 16 to 17 hands. He actually went on to make 18 hands. He was
wow.
he was a phenomenal looking Irish sports horse. He was just gorgeous, and had the name to
Yeah.
it as well. And I got him through my rug business, through a customer. So again, it's all meant to be.
Yeah.
And in the September of the same year, 2012, I was riding my my other horse, who I've had for years. I've had him 14 years now, and that's when I had my very bad accident.
Mm.
Fractured my skull, was in a coma, and it was all very messy. And I wasn't. My chances of survival in that first 24 hours were very, very, very slim. And I didn't go. I stayed. Neil says it was your passion for animals. One of the first things he said was, your passion for animals is so strong, and you would have left too many behind.
Yes, you needed here for a reason.
Yeah. And Romeo, although I got back on my horse that I fell off of, which you always have to get back on, don't you? It took me 2 years, but I got back on. But Romeo had been sat in a field for 2 years, between 5 and 7 years, crucial years for young horses,
Yeah.
for learning. And I started riding him again, and it's like he nursed me psychologically
Yeah.
back into the riding and everything. And it was almost like once we got there and I was confident with him, and we were packing out and we were cantering across fields and things like this, and my confidence had all got back up, he started getting ill. And for then 18 months, he wasn't right.
Mm.
So it was like he was here to help me recover, because I got better for him in a way, because I wanted to get back on it. You know, it's my dream horse. You know, he cost a lot of money, and I'd only had him a few months, and then I couldn't ride or even go and see them for a while. But he was there, and it's almost like he helped heal me.
Yeah.
Physically and emotionally and psychologically. And once he knew I was okay, it's almost like he started to let go, like he held out for me. And saying it now is probably the first time I've actually laid it out in a, you know, sort of mapped it out in time sequences. And he was here to help me, not only put me on the path I'm on now, but I think he was sent it for the drive to keep me alive, and my passion is so strong and my love so strong for them, that I think he healed me on all levels and got me right. And once he knew I was fine and I wasn't going to go and have any relapses or anything like that, and he got my confidence back up with the riding. And we were going out and we were doing clinics, natural horsemanship clinics with each other, and we were having some really good times. And then he started to go, you know, his back leg started to go mess up, so I couldn't ride him. And then from that, I never rode him again because it just led one thing after
Yeah.
another. And he was just shutting down slowly. And they never found a cure, and they never found out what was wrong with him.
Strange, isn't it? And yet
Yeah,
now he's over the other side, but he's
yeah,
with you even more
yeah,
than he was in the physical, because now, I mean, you want advice over anything to do with horses. I imagine Romeo's going to be there saying, "Oi, mum, no, not
yeah,
that, no, mum, not that one. No, mum, I
yeah.
told you, not that one." And then it's
Uh-huh.
up to you how and which way you go with it. But I'm thrilled
Yeah.
to pieces.
It's
Really, I'm thrilled to pieces. I'm chuffed we've met each other, because
yeah, you're
we've
great. I was looking at flight prices yesterday. I said to my husband, I said, we'll go. And he said, yeah, he'd love to go. And I said, well, we'll start saving and we'll go next year. If COVID allows, we'll go.
well, sent you my address.
Yeah, I know. I said, she sent the address. I said, should we go back?
It's like I said, where we were yesterday as well. The minute on our journey, the minute we get to Wairau or Wairau, it's the army base on the flat of the mountain where they train, and we actually camped behind the army museum. It was -6. It got down to -7.3 during the night. So I sent you the photos of the scene when we woke up. I was actually outside in my pajamas at the motorhome. There's about 8 other people there as well.
Yeah.
With me vape, thinking, God, this is bloody wonderful. But I wasn't cold.
No.
It's the whole spiritual thing there. It's from that moment to whether we go through to Owakuni or the national park or go through to Taupo. There's just something about that place. I feel at home. I feel at peace.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm, and it's probably the same for you. And you say, you know, you weren't cold. And it's almost like you're out of your body. And the human side of, you know, oh, you've got, your temperature's got to be this, but as souls, we don't need to worry about temperature and what the weather's doing and things. And it's almost like you do have, although you are still physically in your body, it's like the outer shell sort of switches off and you are just,
I was there, I was present, and I was with me vape in the freezing cold, looking at the motorhome, which is totally iced up on the outside. John took the shutters off from the inside, from around the windows. We'd even got ice on the inside of the windows. But we were snug.
Cottages like that.
Yeah, we have. But I mean, John had got the heater on, so we was actually nice and snug. It's from the minute we get there, I'm just at peace.
Yeah.
And as we were going along the desert road, we'd got Rupeo in full bloom with the snow on. Then Narahoe showed up. So I've got some film that I'm going to show you later on that I actually took to show you the differences in, to see if you can actually feel what I feel.
Yeah.
And it's like I said to John last week when we were coming back. Why is it we've been here 18 years? But it's only a recent thing where I feel at peace with the land. We have the most marvelous views in the world.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate them. I couldn't be part of it before. I would get in the car and go to sleep because I said there was too many different shades of green. Now I'm awake and I'm present while we're doing it. And the love for the place, there's certain places I go and I'm so happy. And then there's other places where I feel very, very weary of the whole surroundings. And I'm not too sure why. I've yet to put that into the puzzle of it all.
Energy. energy.
I mean, he's
If you're in
taken me.
negative, if you're in negative environments, sometimes even though you put protection, you place protection on yourself, it can still take it sometimes. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean,
necessarily mean it's not going to go.
he took us to the South Island for a wee trip for a week, and we went whale watching. I've been blathering on about whale watching for years, and he booked the trip and we went. I was gone. I know I was on the boat and I was with John, but I'd gone somewhere else. This one whale came to say hello. I'd gone. The dolphins were swimming around the boat and doing dolphin things. It was great. I was gone. We had a bluefin basking shark that was just completely just under the surface of the water. I was gone. I was elsewhere, but I can't even
there. You weren't. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And then when this whale dived to go back down, I got tears running down my face. I've never been touched like that before.
No.
I mean, we've always had pets, and yeah, we lost in 1 year. We lost 3. We lost the 2 cats and the budgie, and it broke my heart. But it was this bloody whale and the dolphins. I now understand how my father felt when my dad came ashore, because he was a Grimsby fisherman. So for my dad to come ashore, it was a big thing, and to stay ashore. I now know how my father felt.
Yeah.
And I know he was on that boat with us while we were doing this. But I said to John, that brought another piece to my soul.
Yeah.
It brought something back. And it was just a fantastic trip. But I think had we have not have left England and come here, I wouldn't have been on this journey.
No.
I'd never heard of healing in the UK. I knew what mediums were because my best friend was one. And we lived 2 doors down from one when I was a kid, but I didn't understand, or they didn't know that all this existed.
Neither did I. Neither did I.
It's only been the last 8 years. But it took both my parents passing for me to know there was something else.
Yeah. I mean, when I had, you'd have thought my accident with me being so close to dying would have been my awakening.
No, Romeo.
It wasn't.
No. But it's like I said, I'm really grateful to Julian, because he's been able to put so much of everything together.
Including us.
Yeah, and it's like I said, he's brought so many people so close to each other. Yes, we live all over the world, but through the magic of our mobile phones,
we're all together, aren't we?
We're all together.
Anytime you want someone or need someone.
Well, yes, it's like you can be sat there working away doing something, and someone's name will pop into your head.
Yeah.
And you think, tick, 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 tick. What are you up to? What are you doing? Are you feeling a bit rough today? Oh, there is a reason why you've connected with that person. That person was probably feeling down, and your name popped into their head, and the connection's made because you become so close.
I've over the past year, I've become more and more empathic. To the point where I literally feel someone's emotions and I could burst into tears, or I could feel roaring with laughter. You know, it's more tears than laughter a lot of the time, which I find is quite sad.
I think under present circumstances, I mean, some of us are out of lockdown, some of us are still in it, some of us are just moving out of it, some of us don't want to. And like you said, because we've had our own space, but we've had the connection through Zoom to the different groups. It's strange. I mean, when we have group and my work shifts allow it, you can be sat there and all of a sudden you've got excruciating back pain. And then you're trying to look at everybody on screen going,
That'll be
is it
my
you?
fault.
Is it you? Is it you? It's you. Your bloody back pain back. But it means that that person, the connection's there, it's made. You can do something about it.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I do like, because it does give us the strength to approach another person and say, look, are you in agony at the moment? Is your back playing up? Is your hip gone? What have you done to your knee? Or, oh, for God's sake, she's got a blinding headache. But because we're all do the different varieties of healing, it's not just Reiki.
No.
We've got Demi's coming on, and she's a bloody good pranic healer. So I'm really looking forward to having a chat to Demi about that. And then we've got some of the shamans within the group that haven't actually stepped forward yet.
No, not yet.
We know they're there. It's just encouraging them to get on and to say, now look, you're on your shaman journey. Where's it taken you? Where did you start? But it's listening to other people's stories that actually help us have our aha moments that you're not willing to admit to somebody else yet. I mean, my hobby is now
clarify it for yourself, don't you? Some of the things, and when you've had some verification come through to you, then you can start. And I'll probably come to you and say, I felt this, or I experienced this, or what do you think? And I'll ask for advice before mentioning it in a circle.
Yeah.
Or and again, power of Julian.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to come on. He said he will, so I'm going to track him down. But it's getting the times to match. My days off. And his busy schedule, and then because we are the other side of the world, it's getting that time zone connection right. So he's promised he'll come on, so fingers crossed. But it's like I say, if it hadn't been for him popping up the way he did, the crystals would have gone, the healing bed would have gone, my cards would have gone, my husband would have probably rung the bells and said hooray, because he would have got most of his house back. I have taken the crystals off of the bedroom window now. I don't have them there anymore. I did get into trouble because, like he said, there's more crystals and rocks in our house than there is outside. So they're all now in the healing room. I've got some underneath the table as you walk through, but majority are in the healing room.
Yeah.
And I don't go anywhere without my babies.
No. I could probably knock someone out with the crystals that go around with me.
mine are in my little black bag. I've got 2 out. And
this is my self-defense.
Yeah. It's now though I've got the grandkids into their crystals. They have a beautiful collection, and then when Corbin John, he's 6 now. Before he leaves the house, you've got to frisk him. I had a beautiful fluorite that's gone missing, and a couple of them have gone missing actually, and they've actually left the property with him. They are actually at home in his little healing space, as he calls it. And I did say to him, look, if you're going to take them, just let Nana know. Then Nana's not searching the house out, because I do know Nana doesn't
think that the dog's eaten them or something.
Or the cat's got in and the cat's chewed it. But I don't mind them having them, just let me know you've taken them.
Yeah.
Then I'm not upending everything and getting upset. And his excuses, and he must have been listening to myself and his other brother talking. He goes, but Nana, it was calling my name. I said, what did it say? Corbin John, take me with you. And he went, yes. So I had to. He's only 6, and he does talk to them. He takes them out and he loves them and he holds them, and I think, okay, are you picking this up because Nana's a nut job? Or, but these two older brothers, they have a connection with crystals. My youngest daughter, she has a massive connection to crystals. My eldest daughter doesn't.
No.
But she's gifted in other ways. I mean, it's nice. I just find it comforting to know that if we're
my kids, my youngest is quite open. I've got him on the positive affirmations, and yeah, he's quite open to things when we talk about things. My daughter and my eldest lad, they class it as, are you doing anything hippie tonight?
Now,
yeah. Are you hippieing tonight?
My eldest daughter believes in it. She will ask for healing. So yeah, anytime she asks for it, she's got it. The mediumship, yes, she'd like a message, please, but no, I'm not going to accept it. I know, well, you've got it, you've given it, there you go. It's up to you what you do with it. But then she'll ask advice. But she senses when her nana and her grandpa are with her. My husband's great grandma Vi, she knows when Vi's there with her because she can smell her. And she'll go, Grandma was here today. I said, you've been naughty. Have you been mouthing off? Yeah. I said, well, why is she turned up then? Be bobbing off again. I said, always remember to be nice, or Gran will turn up and tell you off. But it's nice the way I'm not looked at as the fruit bat anymore.
No.
I mean, John will have a healing. He loves his healing.
Yeah, I do. See, Neil, my husband, he's I think he's actually, in a way, when I get him to sit still long enough and meditate, I'll pop some headphones in his ears, I'll choose him a meditation. Now stop. And when I talk to him afterwards, I could see these colours. I saw someone's face just pop in and go, who was it? Don't know. And that's happened a few times. And I said to him, I said, they're spirits. They're spirits. They're coming to you because they can see that you can see them.
Yeah.
Do you know how lucky you are? Because that doesn't happen. That hasn't happened to me yet. Do you know how lucky you are? And he has the healing, and he goes off in his own little world when I do the healing. But he says, but I'm not ready to take it anywhere.
John accepts the healing. He will ask for the healing, and that makes my heart sing. Charlotte sees, she hears, she meditates. This is only just coming out from Madam. The youngest one sees, hears, meditates. She has all sorts of stuff going on around her, and she's very accepting. My niece has just started meditating. She believes in the crystal, she believes in the healings, and she's just got a few things happening. My other sister, she meditates. She's starting to see faces, so I've been explaining little bits, just to help them get a grip on it before, if they want to go any further with it. Yeah. My youngest one, there's a whole group, must be about 20 of them, and they're all crystal fanatics. They all read the cards for each other. And I'll say, well, how come none of you coming off of mummy stuff?
Not cool.
No, there's a few of them. They do things in a different way to we do. That didn't make sense, but I know what I mean. They've this new set of awakened beings that are coming through, though. The kids that are in their 20s, they're a completely different breed.
Yeah.
but it's so pleasurable watching them see, sense, hear, make heads of tails of it. And then you'll get a
my
little
daughter,
messenger that'll say, Auntie Bev, is this right? Yeah. Who are you? I'm George's friend. Oh, that's all right then. What's the question?
Now my daughter, although she classes this as hippie stuff, and she's not open to the mediumship side of it really, but the healing, she wouldn't take a healing from me, but she asks me to heal the horses all the time.
So she believes in it, and it's there.
Knows the communication. She didn't believe I could do it, I don't think, until I've done some and with her friends' horses, and things that I've received from the animals have been verified. And so she'll say, oh, will you have a word with so and so, or could you send this one some healing, you know, he's got a sore foot, or and I've given her some crystals in with her, because she moved into a new flat and she was moving in on her own. So I did her a little crystal bowl with things in for keeping her, you know, protected and safe and happy and all that thing. And then she said that she was having nightmares. So I gave her a couple of crystals and asked them to help her with her nightmares. I said, put them either under your pillow or next to your bed. I've not had a nightmare since, Mum.
Cool,
and then
isn't
the
it?
other day, and because she's slightly open, I gave her a meditation to do. I said, did you do that meditation? Oh God, she said it was annoying. She said, I just turned it off in the end.
But the thing is, we can't force
You're not
them.
ready yet.
Baby steps. Right, well, we've nearly been yapping for an hour, so I better do a wind up. But thank you for coming forward and being with us. And people out there, if you're listening and you need your horse rugs cleaning, Sue is Muddy Ruggies in Leicestershire. And if you need your horses or your small animals having a wee chat and wanting to know why they don't like this food, why they don't want to go out at this time, get in touch with Sue. You can email me at beverlypennell19@gmail.com. Or Sue, do you want to give out your email address if anybody wants to contact you?
Yep, it's Sue dot, very important that you remember the dot. So it's Sue.7729@sky.com.
Thank you. Well, we're going to wrap up and say goodbye here. So this is goodbye from Bev in New Zealand. And thank you again, Sue.
You're very welcome. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
And we'll catch up and do this again soon. So I'm just going to click off this. Stay where you are. So thank you. And we look forward to hearing from you. Goodbye.
Bye.